The most dangerous moment in Hollywood is the moment you get everything you want, because that's when you realize what you got is no longer you. In this video, we'll go through 8 levels, from background extra to legend. You'll gain something at each level, and at each level, quietly, without noticing, something will die. When we get to the final level, I'll ask you a question. Most people couldn't answer it. Let's see if you can. Level 1, background extra. The alarm goes off at 4:30 a.m. You're already awake. You couldn't sleep last night. You kept thinking about the set tomorrow. Maybe this time someone notices you. Maybe the director pans the camera and your eyes meet. Maybe something happens. You get out of bed. Tiny studio apartment, east side of Los Angeles. The kind of neighborhood where even the sun shows up late. Rent is $1,400. You make $900 a month. How do you cover the gap? You work weekends as a barista, sometimes Uber, sometimes both on the same day, sometimes neither is enough. Today is a set day. You wear whatever the costume department hands you. No questions, no pushback. Today they're recreating 1940s New York. They give you a tweed jacket and a worn-out hat. It's actually kind of beautiful, but nobody asked if you liked it, because nobody had to. You're on set by 6 a.m. A crowd scene with 200 people. The director stares into the monitor. The assistant director yells into the mic. Background, keep moving but don't talk. Smile but don't overdo it. You smile. Nobody sees it. At lunch, the main cast eats at a separate table. White tablecloths, hot food, chairs with names on them. You sit in a plastic chair with the other background actors. Someone sits next to you. Came from Ohio, been in LA for 8 months, done 3 background gigs. You see the same thing in their eyes. Hope? No. The exhaustion of someone who hasn't given up yet. Those are 2 very different things. You made $88 today. On the way home, one thought crosses your mind. I was in front of a camera today. That's something. And that one sentence, that small, fragile, almost laughable sentence, keeps you here one more day. Psychological cost. You're learning to be invisible every single day. You're adapting to the system, lowering your voice, learning to take up less space. And the scariest part, you're starting to get used to it. Invisibility doesn't hurt anymore. That's exactly when the real danger begins. Level 2, supporting actor. The day an agency signed you was the happiest day of your life. Small agency, not big, but an agency. You signed, you cried, you called your mom. Her voice shook, so did yours. Now you're going to real auditions. Camera in front of you, casting director across from you, 1 page of dialogue in your hand and a year's worth of hope in your chest. 3 to 4 auditions a week on average. Hours of prep for each one. You research the character, memorize the scene, rehearse in the mirror. Sometimes until sunrise, sometimes through tears, sometimes both at the same time. Then you walk into the room. 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. The casting director glances at their phone. The assistant takes notes. You perform, with everything you have, every bit of preparation, every ounce of hope. Then, thank you, we'll be in touch. They don't call, but sometimes they do. Your first small role comes through. A TV show. 2 episodes, 4 lines. Your name appears in the credits in small letters, but it's there, and you watch that credit sequence 11 times. You don't tell anyone, but you watch it. The set feels different this time. You have a character name. The costume department made something specifically for you. The director talks to you, briefly, but still, and that brief conversation stays with you for weeks. Money, $1,200 per episode. 2 episodes, $2,400. The agency takes 15%. Taxes come out. You're left with $1,700. You're still working as a barista, but now customers look at you and say, I feel like I've seen you somewhere. And every single time you hear that, you feel something warm up inside you. Small, but real. Old friends ask, are you still doing the acting thing? There's a subtle skepticism in their voice, almost like pity. You hear it. You hear all of it, but you let it go, because you don't have another choice. Psychological cost. You're normalizing rejection. Every no doesn't break you the way it used to. That looks like strength, but what's actually happening is a door closing inside you, the door to feeling. And once that door closes, opening it again is a whole lot harder. Level 3, series regular / working actor. You're a working actor now. That sentence sounds simple, but in Hollywood, being able to say that sentence takes most people 5 to 10 years. Some people spend their entire youth trying. Some never get there. You have a recurring role on a show. 8 to 13 episodes per season. $8,000 to $15,000 per episode. Annual income somewhere between $80,000 and $150,000. Middle class by Los Angeles standards. But you're not a barista anymore. And that difference, that one single difference, is something you feel every morning when you look in the mirror. It's indescribable. Your daily life has completely changed. On set by 6 a.m., home by 8 p.m. Script readings, scene prep, costume fittings, press photos, social media posts, all your responsibility. All of it, every day, all at once. You have a manager now. Your agency leveled up. You have a lawyer. There are more and more people around you. But you notice something. The more crowded it gets, the lonelier it feels. Because you don't know how many of these people are actually there for you. And you're too afraid to ask. There are fans, small but real. People recognize you on the street. Your Instagram is growing. Brands are sliding into your DMs. And you want this attention. Genuinely want it. But it also scares you, because this attention isn't for you, it's for the character you play. You realize, You're always seen as that character. Now, casting directors put you in that box. When you want to try something different, you hit a wall. The system filed you under a category, and that category gets a little smaller every year. And if the show gets cancelled, one meeting, one phone call, you start from zero. That fear never goes away. You think about it at night. When does the contract end? Is there a next season? Is the director happy with you? Are the numbers dropping? What if one post gets misread? Romantic relationships get harder. Shoots are out of town. Hours are unpredictable. Your partner says, you're never really here. And they're right. But what do you say back? Should I quit? You can't quit, because this isn't just a job. This is you. Psychological cost. Insecurity becomes chronic. From the outside, you look successful. People point to you as an example. From the inside, you're constantly asking, how long does this last? And nobody knows the answer. Not even you. Level 4, indie film lead. An indie film found you, or you found it. Small budget, big script, young director but visionary. That fire in their eyes, the fire of someone the system hasn't broken yet. Targeting the festival circuit, Sundance, Tribeca, maybe Cannes. This role is different. This time you're actually acting. A complex, broken, contradictory, real character. You're given complete freedom. The director says, I trust you. And when you hear those words, you feel something inside you loosen. Something that's been compressed for years. 6 weeks of shooting. Small town, low budget, minimal crew. Everyone does everything. Sometimes you do your own makeup. Sometimes you cook with the crew between takes. Sometimes it's midnight, you're in a cold field, one light, shooting the deepest scene of the film. And in that moment, that exact moment, you remember why you're here. The money is low, maybe $20,000 total. But right now that doesn't matter, because for the first time, you're not acting for money. You're acting because you have something to say. The film enters festival season, and something happens. People start talking. Critics write about it. Your name appears in major outlets. A name to watch, they say. And when you read that, you can't fully describe what you feel, because there's both joy and fear inside you. The joy makes sense, but why the fear? Because now you have something to lose. Big agencies start calling, studio meetings get scheduled, everyone wants to grab coffee with you, and all these people are smiling, but you don't know what's behind those smiles. And now you're standing at a crossroads. Stay in the indie world, free, respected, your own, or enter the big studio system, powerful, wealthy, but playing by someone else's rules now. This choice will change you, either way, and whichever one you pick, you'll never stop wondering about the other. Psychological cost. For the first time, you have real power, and it terrifies you, because power brings loss with it, and you don't yet know what you're about to lose. What would you choose? Stay indie or go studio? Drop it in the comments, and tell me why. Level 5. Studio film actor. Your first big studio film. You signed the contract. You read the number twice just to make sure. $500,000. For one film. One single film. Is this real? It's real, but now other things are real too. The studio tells you what to play. The script changes, sometimes without your knowledge, sometimes overnight, sometimes the morning of a shoot. Your character gets trimmed, softened, sanded down, made market-friendly. You push back. The producer smiles and says, this is what's best. And you understand, you can't win this argument, because when you signed for $500,000, you also signed away part of your voice. The press tour begins. 12 countries, 3 weeks. Every morning you wake up in a different city. Tokyo, Paris, London, Sao Paulo. Sounds incredible. It's not, because in every city, you see the same room. You answer the same questions. You put on the same smile. And at some point, you can't remember when that smile was last real. Now there are paparazzi. You get photographed walking into a restaurant, at the gym, at the grocery store. You have a bad day. Your face looks tired. Next morning the headline reads, your name, sick, struggling with addiction, no questions asked, nothing verified. Your social media is now a PR tool. Your manager tells you what to post. Sometimes you post not what you feel, but what you're supposed to feel. And your followers say, she's so authentic. And you stare at the screen. Quietly, your friendships have changed. Old friends treat you differently. Some pull away. Some get closer but for different reasons. Your new circle is Hollywood people. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone watches everyone. Everyone smiles. Nobody fully trusts anyone. Your love life is tabloid material. Who you love, who you're seen with, who you leave. All news, all commentary, all someone else's opinion. Psychological cost. The distance between your public self and your real self starts to grow, slowly, without you noticing. And one day you look in the mirror and ask, which one is me? You struggle to answer. That's the beginning of the quietest crisis you'll ever have. Level 6, A-list star. Your name is enough on its own. When a film gets announced, only your name drops. No poster, no trailer, no synopsis. Just your name, and that's enough. Tickets sell. Anticipation builds. The world moves. Your fee is $10 to $20 million per film. Back-end deals, profit shares, brand partnerships. Your annual income clears $50 million. Private jet, security team. Every place you go, preparations are made in advance. Restaurants clear a private room. Hotels empty the top floor. The world reshapes itself around you. But here's what you notice. Nobody says no to you anymore. That sounds amazing. It's not, because when you stop hearing no, you lose your grip on reality. Everyone around you is there to keep you happy, assistants, managers, producers, stylists, drivers. Everyone smiles. Everyone says, great idea. Everyone wants something from you, and keeping you happy is the fastest way to get it. Finding a real friend is nearly impossible. Every new person you meet, you ask the same question, sometimes out loud, mostly in silence. Does this person like me, or do they like the A-list star? You never fully know the answer, and that uncertainty, over time, closes you off to everyone. Your family is far away. You want to spend time with them, but every visit feels like a production. Security, media, logistics, coordination. Your mom started pausing for a second before hugging you, like she's asking for permission. You noticed, and that 1 second, that single second, breaks something inside you. The pressure grows as you get older. Hollywood wants young. Every new young star could take your place. You know this. Everyone knows this. Nobody says it, but everyone's counting. Psychological cost. Loneliness. In the most crowded rooms in the world, under the brightest lights, you are the loneliest person there. And you can't tell anyone, because nobody would understand. Nobody would believe you. And even if they did, what could they do? You thought everything would get better once you reached this level, didn't you? If this video is making you think, subscribe. There's a truth like this every single week. Level 7. Producer/director. You stepped from in front of the camera to behind it. That decision didn't come easy. You carried it for a long time. But one day you were on set, the director made the wrong call, and you stayed quiet. And that silence, that one silence, bothered you, because you knew the right answer, and knowing wasn't enough anymore. You wanted to do it. Your first production, your own company, your own project, your own vision. You're not just performing anymore, you're creating. You choose the script, you choose the director, you choose the cast. Every scene, every light, every music cue passes through you in some way. And that feeling of full control, is something you've never felt before. But the responsibility is just as massive. A crew of 200, dozens of decisions every morning, budget overruns, technical failures, actor crises, studio pressure, weather, logistics disasters. In a single day you're a producer, a mediator, a therapist, a CEO, and an artist, all at the same time. Sleep dropped to 4 or 5 hours. No weekends, no vacations. Your brain never shuts off, not in the shower, not at dinner, not at 2 a.m. when you wake up and stare at the ceiling. But when the film comes out and people are moved by it, that feeling is different, completely different, because this time you didn't just play a character, you built an entire world. And that world starts living independently of you. People talk about it, debate it, cry over it, think about it, and you did that. Your power in Hollywood has shifted to a different dimension. You're no longer just the one who gets called. You're the one who calls. You can launch careers. You can bring stories to life. You can decide what gets told. This power changes you, whether you're aware of it or not. And by the time you realize how much you've changed, it's already too late. Psychological cost. You can't learn to let go. You need everything to be perfect, because this time everything carries your signature. And that perfectionism is both your greatest strength and your deepest prison. You locked the door yourself, and you lost the key yourself. Level 8, icon/legend. You're not an institution anymore. You're a symbol. Your career has crossed 30 years. Dozens of films, awards, crises, scandals, reinventions, rebirths. You fell, really fell, in front of everyone. You got back up. You reinvented yourself, more than once. And every time, the world was surprised. You weren't, because you had no other choice. There's an Oscar, maybe more than one, but those statues sit on a shelf now, collecting dust, quietly. You don't even look at them anymore, because they're proof of the past, and you live inside the present. Young actors tremble when they take a photo with you. Their hands shake, their voices shake. You see yourself in their eyes, yourself from 20 years ago. That hunger, that fear, that pure, fragile, not yet broken hope. And something passes through you. There's so much I want to tell you, but if I did, you wouldn't believe me. I wouldn't have believed it either. Money is a meaningless number now. You have more than you could ever spend, but you don't get out of bed for money anymore. Money lost its meaning a long time ago. That feeling happened when you saw the first check, and it never came back. You get up for your legacy. Which films will last? Which performances will still be talked about in 50 years? How will your name go down in history? What will remain after you're gone? These questions both drive you and keep you up at night, because the answers won't come from you. They'll come from time. You think about what you lost sometimes. Marriages, real, deep, beautifully started marriages. Friendships, people you left behind years ago and never called again. Your mother's final days, you were on set. Your child's first steps, you were on a press tour. You can't get any of it back, not one moment. And that truth, even at the most glittering award ceremonies, sits in the deepest corner. Quietly, patiently, Hollywood gave you everything, and you gave Hollywood everything. Now, on a quiet morning, in the small kitchen of your big house, holding your coffee, you ask yourself, if you could go back, would you make the same choices? And you struggle to answer, because the answer is both yes and no, and somehow, both are true at the same time. Psychological cost. You have everything. In the world's eyes, you're complete, and you still feel like something's missing. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, sometimes right in the middle of everything, for no reason at all. That feeling never left. It never will. And maybe that's the most honest thing Hollywood ever gave you. Every level took something from you, but you kept paying, every single time. Because in Hollywood, the most dangerous addiction isn't money, It isn't fame. It's being seen. Which level scared you the most? Drop it in the comments. If this video made you think, subscribe. There's a truth like this every single week. And if someone needs to see this, share it. Maybe they're looking for the answer too.